wanted to talk today about our deal number 2. The second deal that I've done with houses and real estate. Caleb and I bought a quadruplex in Dayton, Tennessee. Probably one of my favorite deals. Me and Caleb started a savings account a few years before we actually bought this quadruplex. Maybe a year. I think it was probably 2. We saved up $20,000. Threw a lot of money in there. We matched the entire thing. Listening to Poor Dad Rich Dad again, and he had seen how well me and Rebecca had done with our property that he thought he wanted a piece of it. So me and him started a savings account. I was sitting in Memphis, Tennessee in my RV. We were working there. Flipping through Facebook, I saw a guy that had posted this quadruplex for $120,000. He wanted 20% down. I told him that I'd like to meet up and talk details. So Caleb was at home. I think the ride for him was like 3 hours. And for me, it was like 7. But I was there that weekend. I thought it was an excellent deal. I haven't seen anything else like it. I'd been looking for houses and quadruplexes and different things. We got the appraisal. It came back at $130,000. And we talked him down to $100,000. And we gave him $20,000 down. It was already rented out. It was already making cash flow. After the mortgage was paid, we were profiting about $1,000 a month. And after the first year, after all bills were paid, we had about $10,000 made from that quadruplex, which was excellent. That is some impressive numbers. I don't know if it's gone up in value much. We haven't got it reappraised, but we bought into it with about $30,000 in equity. Since then, we have rented out a couple of the apartments, one upstairs and one downstairs. The upstairs, we didn't renovate it at all. We rented it out just the way it came, and so we just kept the rents about the same. The downstairs we renovated, which is what we want to do to all of them because we could make a lot more off of this quadruplex. But we're not pushing anybody out. If somebody leaves, then we flip it. The one that we have flipped, we were making about $250 off of that apartment after all the bills and stuff were paid off of that one apartment. Now that we have flipped it, we will be making $750, I think, after all the bills and paid, maybe even more, like $1,000. That one apartment just about pays the mortgage. We are having some troubles. The renter that we have rented it out, the coronavirus has slowed down his money, but hopefully that doesn't turn into a problem. At the moment, I do not believe so. This property came with enough land beside it that we were planning on building a tiny house. We have some designs that Caleb and I are wanting to put together. I may do a video on our plans in the future. I doubt anybody would steal them, but I do think that they are some quality plans that we have put together, and that Dayton, Tennessee would be an excellent place to do one. There's some property next to our quadruplex we were also trying to purchase. One of them was a half an acre with a retired building on it. It was a church originally, and then somebody converted it into a sixplex, but it's run down. It's not being used. It's vacant right now. The guy wanted us to buy it, and we were looking forward to it. He was gonna owner finance it to us, and we were gonna try to flip the property. Well, it turned out it had a lien against it, a child support lien. When we went to try to see if we could do anything with it, apparently child support liens are some of the strongest liens, and there's no way of getting around it. Luckily, we didn't buy into the deal. Luckily, we have a bunch of mentors that understand the business telling us to do the title search, and we appreciate them very much. There was another piece of land that it was from the same people we bought the quadruplex from. We also did the title search just to be certain. It came back with a lien against it. And now they were very sorry. They were hiring an attorney to try to figure out what had happened. They had inherited it, and one of their sisters or brothers had put a lien against it without asking. They said that they thought they could get it removed, but at that time, as of this time, they have not. If we do get these properties in the future, which we are still hoping to, we want to build a bunch of tiny houses. It'll be kind of like the ideal of a trailer park. It'll be smaller living, but it'll be better than a trailer park in the fact that we're going to build these tiny houses to last. They're going to be super efficient. They're going to be insulated. They won't have problems with water damage because of the way we're going to lay them out and the design that we're planning on going with. Stay tuned in the future to find out what all these houses are going to look like, what all these houses built like to withstand the youngest and roughest tenants and still look absolutely wonderful.